Clarity Clinical Solutions.
It takes 10 to 15 years and over $1 billion to bring a single new drug to patients. Only 1 in 10,000 compounds ever makes it. Let us follow that journey, from lab bench to pharmacy shelf. Before a drug can be tested, scientists must find a molecule that might work. This is the discovery phase. First, target identification. Researchers identify a biological target, usually a protein or gene, that plays a key role in a disease. Then hit-to-lead screening. Thousands of compounds are tested against the target. A few dozen promising molecules are refined into leads. Lead optimization modifies the molecule to improve potency and reduce toxicity. Modern techniques use computer modeling and AI to design molecules that fit the target like a key in a lock. Discovery takes 3 to 5 years. Preclinical testing happens before any human sees the drug. First, in vitro testing on cells and tissues in a dish. Does the drug kill cancer cells? Does it damage healthy ones? Then in vivo testing in at least 2 animal species to study pharmacokinetics, how the body absorbs and eliminates the drug, and toxicology at high doses. Finally, formulation development, turning the compound into a pill or injection. Preclinical testing takes 3 to 6 years. Only 1 in 1,000 candidate compounds survives to reach human testing. The IND, Investigational New Drug Application, is the gateway to human testing. It contains animal study data showing the drug is reasonably safe, manufacturing information, the Phase 1 clinical trial protocol, and investigator qualifications. The FDA has 30 days to review the IND. If they do not place a clinical hold, the sponsor can begin Phase 1. About 85% of INDs are allowed to proceed. Phase 1, is it safe? This is the first time the drug is tested in humans. 20 to 100 healthy volunteers receive the drug in escalating doses. The goal is not to see if the drug works, it is to find the maximum tolerated dose and understand the safety profile. Phase 1 takes 6 to 12 months. About 70% of drugs pass Phase 1. The other 30% are abandoned because the drug causes liver damage, heart problems, or other unacceptable side effects. Phase 2, does it work? 100 to 500 patients with the target disease receive the drug at multiple dose levels. This is a dose-ranging study to find the optimal dose, high enough to work but low enough to be tolerable. Patients are randomized and blinded. Phase 2 takes 1 to 2 years. About 33% of drugs pass. Phase 2 is where most drugs fail. This is the biggest attrition point in the entire pipeline. Phase 3, prove it. 1,000 to 5,000 patients across multiple countries, dozens of sites. Randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled. The goal is to prove the drug is statistically significantly better than placebo or standard of care. Phase 3 takes 2 to 4 years and can cost over $100 million per trial. Most drugs have 2 pivotal Phase 3 trials running simultaneously. About 50 to 60% of drugs that enter Phase 3 succeed. After successful Phase 3 trials, the sponsor submits a new drug application or NDA to the FDA. The NDA contains all preclinical and clinical data, manufacturing details, proposed labeling, and safety updates. An NDA can be over 100,000 pages, submitted electronically. Standard review takes 10 to 12 months. Priority review, for breakthrough drugs, takes 6 to 8 months. Inside the FDA, a multidisciplinary team of 10 to 20 experts reviews the application. Medical officers review clinical data. Pharmacologists review safety. Biostatisticians verify the statistics. For most new drugs, an independent advisory committee of external experts votes on whether the drug should be approved. The FDA makes the final decision. 3 possible outcomes: approved, a complete response letter asking for more data, or refused. The FDA approves about 40 to 50 new drugs per year in the U.S. The overall success rate from Phase 1 to approval is about 7 to 10%. Approval is not the end. Phase 4 is post-market surveillance. The FDA monitors the drug through the adverse event reporting system. Anyone can report a side effect. The FDA may require additional studies to answer long-term safety questions. If new safety signals emerge, the FDA can require label changes, add black box warnings, or in extreme cases withdraw the drug from the market. About 3 to 5% of approved drugs are eventually withdrawn for safety reasons. Let us look at the full timeline. Discovery and preclinical, 3 to 6 years. IND filing, 30 days. Phase 1, 6 to 12 months. Phase 2, 1 to 2 years. Phase 3, 2 to 4 years. NDA submission and FDA review, 10 to 12 months. Total, 10 to 15 years from discovery to patient if everything goes perfectly. Why are drugs so expensive? The Tufts Center estimates it costs $1.3 to $2.6 billion to develop one approved drug. This includes the cost of all the failed drugs that never made it. Preclinical accounts for 30% of the cost. Phase 1 is 10%, Phase 2 is 20%, and Phase 3 is 30%. This high cost is why new drugs are expensive and why companies focus on diseases where they can recoup their investment. Why do most drugs fail? Lack of efficacy causes 30 to 40% of failures. The drug simply does not work in humans. Safety and toxicity cause 25 to 30% unacceptable side effects. Poor pharmacokinetics cause 10 to 15%. The drug cannot reach the target. From preclinical to Phase 1, 70% pass. From Phase 1 to Phase 2, only 33% pass. Phase 2 to Phase 3, 50 to 60%. Phase 3 to approval, 85 to 90%. The biggest filter is early. Most drugs fail long before they ever reach patients. So here is what we learned. Discovery takes 3 to 6 years. Preclinical testing in animals. Phase 1 for safety. Phase 2 for dosing. Phase 3 for proof. NDA submission and FDA review. And Phase 4 for ongoing safety monitoring. 10 to 15 years. $1 to $2 billion. 10,000 compounds reduced to 1. That is the price of bringing a new medicine to patients. Every pill in your cabinet made this journey.